by the lawyer for SML. Your first take on it.
Good evening, thank you. But let me just say that I have long left the fourth estate, so I am in school and also doing freelance reporting. So that is just by the way. But the comments I heard from SML's lawyers were not surprising. Much of it was falsehood, and they have peddled this falsehood even after we caught them hands down or pants down, and they deleted some of these falsehoods from their websites. The SML lawyer tried to tell Ghanaians that the company is paid based on performance, which is false. If anybody ever gets to speak to them, let them read the clause, the payment clause, the fees from the contract, and it will confirm what I'm about to say. The contracts at the port, the external price verification and transaction audits were based on fixed percentages. The ones they were doing at the downstream petroleum, that anytime any petroleum product came, SML was entitled to 0.5 pesos per liter. That is, anytime anybody buys any petroleum product anywhere, this company makes 5 pesos per liter. And that may seem very small, but if you consider the fact that every month at the time we did our investigation, 2023 thereabouts, we were recording over 400 million liters per month over that, and then billions in a year. So that's a lot of money, and this is fixed. It is not based on any performance. The upstream petroleum product, Kenoforiata instigated that one, and the contract said every barrel of petroleum product we produced, SML should be entitled to $0.75 per barrel. That means at the time we're producing 150,000 barrels a day, this company would be making 120,000 US dollars every single day. 120,000 US dollars every single day. This is not tied to any performance. So what the lawyer said is false. If you go to the mining sector contract, the payment arrangement was that SML should be entitled to 0.575% of total production of gold and other minerals. Now that we are making billions of dollars from this, if you calculate this, this is a lot of money, and it wasn't tied to any performance. Before SML even deployed its services, it was predetermined the fixed amount this company was supposed to make. So a lot of the things that lawyer said at the press conference are false, and I'm wondering what assurance he may have had from some, or the company may have had from some members of government, that they are confident that, well, they believe things will be reversed, and seem to be patronizing the Attorney General, and at the same time issuing threats that look like blackmail, that, well, if you cancel it, we'll go and then get money. Yesterday, we know that PBS wanted some judgment debt. It didn't get it. So it is not automatic that if contracts are cancelled, if we have state officials diligent enough to fight for our interests, I strongly believe we should be retrieving more money than the OSP is even talking about from SML, and not the other way around.
Manasseh, but the company also believes that the operation have been very lawful and technically sound and has generated enough revenue for the state. You think that one too is on truth?
This is a company who that was engaged under very shady circumstances. The Public Procurement Authority, on 3 occasions, not once, not twice, on 3 separate occasions, rejected the GRA's request to use single source approval to contract SML. SML was formed when NPP came into office in 2017, February 14th, on Valentine's Day. And then they started to get these sweetheart deals, and the PPA said, look, it is not possible. They don't have the capacity. They've just been set up. They have no experience whatsoever. So even if GRA wanted to contract these services, why didn't it open it up to many companies so they could bid? Why would you go in for a company that has been set up, and since then till now, this company has not done any work anywhere apart from the single contract it had with this state institution, GRA? So if you say it was lawful, the state public procurement authority said no, don't do that. The President Akufo-Addo's white paper on the KPMG report said this contract violated the Public Financial Management Act. The board of GRA were not even consulted. A whole lot of things went wrong with this contract. So if the lawyer is saying, well, everything was lawful, there is contrary evidence. And these are not my words. The evidence is out there. A lot of things went wrong. And I don't think that any government official now in good conscience, knowing what I know, reading what is contained in the KPMG report, reading what the OSP has found, would want to extend this contract. They keep making references to, and GRA said this, GRA confirmed this. Let me use this example. This is an outside example. It's like two thieves going to steal, and then one of the thieves providing evidence to exonerate the other. The GRA and SML did this contract together. If anybody is to be held responsible, the GRA, SML, and the finance ministry led by Ken Ofori-Atta, they all had some dealings that are not straight. So if the GRA violated the public procurement law and did this, and you are quoting the GRA to say how clean you are, then that alone is problematic. We also now know that the GRA's head of legal, former head of legal, is now working for SML. We also now know that the GRA's former commissioner of customs, Isaac Krenzel, is now a general manager at SML. We also now know that the former technical advisor to the Commissioner General of the GRA is now the managing director at SML. So it looks like some kind of collusion. And this alone looks so murky that anybody in their right mind would want to question this contract, even if the other details of non-performance and false publications we confronted them didn't even come up. This alone should raise questions. If these top management officials at GRA had the capacity to do these services, to manage people to do these services, to supervise employees to perform these services, why did they not do it at GRA? Only to give that contract out and retire and go back to SML to perform those same services for GRA where they were working and paid by the state.
Manasseh, I've heard you say that the owner of this SML company should be invited or be part of this whole investigations. But today, his lawyer, said that, or the lawyer of the company said that Evans Eduse is just an entrepreneur and not a political proxy as far as this whole SML issue is concerned.
Seydou Agongo was not a politician. He was an entrepreneur. Okay? But he was being prosecuted. In President Mahama's first term in office, I did a story on JIDA, the Youth Employment Agency now. And then two people went to jail. The national coordinator of JIDA at the time, Abuga Pele, and then Philip Asibit. Abuga Pele was jailed for 6 years, and Philip Asibit, who is a private person, was jailed for 12 years, twice the number of years of the public official. There is no law in this country that says that if a public official and a private official connive or collude to engage in a transaction that causes huge financial loss to the state, we should hold only the public official accountable and leave the private official. I don't think there's a law in this country that says that, and the first year law students may know this. So I don't know what the lawyer is talking about.
Manasseh, I'll say a big thank you for your time. Manasseh Awuni is an investigative journalist speaking to us on the SML matter. This is Eyewitness News coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, 7 people, including City FM and ChannelOne TV journalists, as well as officials of the Environmental Protection Authority involved in an accident at Obuasi, currently responding to treatment.